Hello YouTube, Droid here, with a cut on my finger. Anyway, you have stumbled across a Tactical Droid Channels knife review. Before I get into the knives, let me explain something. I've had a few people ask me, what's up with Droid? The best way I can say this is, and some of you might be able to relate, I grew up in the 70s and the 80s, and that was when Star Wars came out. And as a little chap, I was a huge Star Wars fan. So from when I was about 4 years old up until, well, my brother still calls me Droid. That's been my family nickname. They always call me Droid. So fast forwarding a little bit, when the iPhone came out, I was looking to get one, and it wasn't too long after that the Droid phone came out, and I thought, oh, my nickname's Droid, I gotta get a Droid. So I went out and purchased the Iris. It's a Droid. One of the most basic, and this is like 6 years old, one of the most basic, smart phones. It's not real smart, but one of the first smartphones, okay? And I'd already had Verizon, so you couldn't get an iPhone through them anyway. Anyway, so my early videos are actually filmed with this. And I thought, you know what, Droid, filming with a Droid, you see the progression. And since then, I upgraded to this Droid, which actually says Droid on it. The X1, actually this is the X2, I had the X1, this is the X2. Now I'm on to the Motorola Razr HDM or something or other like that. I'll probably be moving on from that soon. Anyway, so a little sidetrack there. Tonight we're talking about Brous blades, as you can see in front of me. This is kind of technically my little version of guest blades, like Jim Skelton does on his channel, because this knife right here is not mine. This one is, but this one isn't. It wasn't too long ago that I was talking to a buddy of mine, his name's Kenny, and I was telling him, oh, Brous blades, I wanted to get one of the Division flippers. I didn't get into that quick enough, and now they're going up in price because they've all been sold off. I didn't get into that quick enough, so as soon as this one comes out, this T4, this brand new thing that I saw in Jim Skelton's video, and that comes out, whoo, I'm all over it. Then I realized I had some payments to be made on the building of a certain rifle that I was making, and I had to make those payments and get that taken care of. By the time I was ready to fork a little bit of money down, my buddy shows up at work and he goes, hey man, with a grin on his face, look what I got. I was like, no way. This is just an awesome, awesome knife. It is a big knife, but it is a great, great flipper. Let's see here. Okay, we'll give you some specs. Actually, we won't give you specs because I don't have the spec sheet in front of me. It's big. The blade is over 4 inches long. Overall, the knife is over 9 inches long, opened. It is a liner lock that, as you can see here, has really early engagement. And by the angle of the engagement surface there, it looks like it's breaking in nicely. Also, you can see this is number 290 of 500. This thing is buttery smooth. Whoops, as I knocked my camera. As you can see, I believe he uses the IKBS bearings. I might be wrong, but I think he does use the IKBS bearings. Just buttery smooth, dead straight. I mean, there's no blade play when you open it, and that gets me to my next thing I'm going to talk about here. I've heard some people in some reviews talk about the jimping on the back of this, kind of tearing up their fingers as they flip the knife. Now, me personally, I've only been flipping it a couple days, and to be honest with you, this thing is so light that you can flip it and follow through with your finger down to here almost before you touch the back of the knife. And if you get, if you practice that way, you really aren't even feeling that. I can see how someone would look at that as a cheese grater there, because that's some pretty harsh, see if I can focus. That is indeed some pretty harsh jimping right there. Sharp edges. give you a good macro of this. This is D2 steel. It's like a reverse Tanto almost. I don't think that'd be a Warncliffe. Anyway, the steel is just incredible. I don't know. I know there's people out there that dog on D2 steel. I'm not one of them. It's a harder steel in the 60 or low 60, 62, I believe, on the Rockwell. And it holds its blade. My buddy works at Costco, and he's cutting open boxes and packing strips and all that stuff all day long. And he's had this for a couple weeks now, and it's his everyday carry. He carries it every day. And I hate doing these because I always screw them up, but this thing is still razor sharp. There might be a little bit of tooth going on there, but I'm going to strop it up before I give it back to him. Just incredible. This knife is just awesome. Now, recently, some of you may know, I got a new knife. I have never been able to afford custom knives. This is a mid-tech, I think they would call it. It's a low-volume mid-tech. It's not a production knife, per se. It's not a full custom. My understanding is that he does a lot of his grinding. So he's in on the process. But he is getting bigger now, so that's going to be tougher and tougher as he grows. I have an experience with this little knife here. And I have not uploaded my review of this yet. But some of this stuff I will talk. This is a Will Moon Mark 6, MK6. There's only one that's exactly like this. This I got through Jim Skelton's 5,000 subscriber giveaway. And I'm pretty much in love with it completely. There's two things about it that kind of get me a lot. One of them is the flipping action on this. Breaking that detent makes me feel like a big puss because it's hard. And I'm not going to go into the other. But the buttery smoothness of this knife is just, you know, I compare it to this. Opens up buttery smooth. This one, once you break that detent, this sucker flies out. And that's a big 4-inch slab of S30V. Give me a macro of that. Oh, that's not, this isn't about this knife. Sorry. I get into that and it starts to, let's see if I can get this to glow. Nope, doesn't want to glow right now. Alright, anyway, that's for my other review. You'll have to tune in for that. Anyway, so the T4 is, I believe it was going for in the $250 to $280 range. I personally think it's worth every penny. And let me give you a little example of why. Let me fix my camera a little bit here. That might be a little bit better. Okay, just to give you an example of the smoothness and the quality that I feel here. Okay, so we're talking almost a $300 knife, but it's limited in its production. The closest things I have would be a ZT 0550. They made a crap ton of these, okay? But once you break that detent, that thing comes out buttery smooth, and it drops back in buttery smooth. Perfect blade alignment there. No blade play. This thing locks up like nobody's business. And I believe this is S30V. No, this is S35VN. Similar powder metallurgy. But if you take this and that and you say they're both the same price, I would say, wow, because this one seems better. And you know what? Maybe it is 40, 50 bucks more, but it's worth it. If I could get a hold of one of these, I would, in a heartbeat. Another example of quality and smoothness, I would say, would be my Nutnfancy. This thing is also buttery, buttery smooth. Now, the difference between this and that is this is on washers. It's not on bearings. And it's got legendary Chris Reeve quality going into that puppy. But that's about a $450 knife. Now, does it seem $100 more than this? You know what? I don't know. That's for you to say. That's full slabs of titanium. This is stainless steel and D2 steel instead of S35VN. But to be honest with you, a knife is only worth what you'll pay for it. And I, at the time, if I'd had the money, I would have paid for it. Now, that's the maker's mark. And, you know, I should have remembered this before my review, but I can't think of what the guy's name is right now. I think I remember someone saying he was Russian. It's a beautiful design, though. Really, really ergonomic. It fits into your hand. These swells right here and here fill your hand nicely. I mean, it really is nice. I really like it. I'm sure the blacked out one would be nice, too. One more thing. If any of you are getting this Ranger knife, you got to be careful with this puppy, because it is sharp. First time I grabbed it wrong, and that's what that Band-Aid is. I don't know if you've seen the video on that. This could use some jimping. I hear that his new one is going to be pretty close to the same as this, but there's going to be jimping up top, and he's going to incorporate a choil right here to protect your finger, and I think that's a good idea. Awesome neck knife, though. Fits in there nice and neat, and I'm very pleased with that. Just got that today. Anyway, I hope you like this video. If you do, like it, subscribe, tell your friends about it, and there'll be more. This will just be guest blade number 1. I've got some other buddies that are telling me that they're lovers of Jim's videos, and they're going to help me out by helping me be Jim Skelton Lite, if that's possible. Until then, go check out his videos. He has the best knife reviews I think that are out there right now, and he has some just dream knives that you'll probably never get to handle, but just to get to see in action, it's worth watching his videos. All right, peace.